China is likely to win the Ukraine-Russia conflict. With or without a diplomatic solution, Russia's invasion of Ukraine has left it in a worse position than before. This year's GDP is expected to be 10% lower than it was in 2021. Chinese trade and commercial ties with Russia are expected to remain regular and robust, making them a clear victor in this conflict. After the conflict, it can purchase Russian oil and gas cheaper, buy Russian assets cheaper, and entice creative individuals leaving the nation for fear of a return to the closed-door, xenophobic Soviet period. For this, China and its businesses must keep walking the tightrope they've been on for the last 8 weeks. They must trade with Russia, but not help it fight. It's not an easy task. In the history of warfare, Vladimir Putin's invasion of Ukraine is the most obvious. Some of the most technologically adept Ukrainians are live-streaming the conflict on the internet, including radio exchanges between Russian troops and their superiors as well as calls from the Russian soldiers' families back home. Even if Russian military budgets don't cover encrypting every radio transmission, Ukrainian forces have great information on the enemy's whereabouts and what he is saying from those on open lines. There would be no time to protect China from being sanctioned as Russia did if the Ukrainian army found weapons, telephones, or other equipment produced in China while on the battlefield. This has not occurred in the first 8 weeks. Sino-Russian commerce reached $38.2 billion in the first 3 months of 2018, up 28% from the same period in 2021, according to China customs data. Trade in March was $11.67 billion, an increase of 12.76% year-on-year, after the February 24 invasion. Despite the war, China is maintaining regular trade and commercial contacts with Russia, Ukraine, and other nations, according to General Administration of Customs spokeswoman Li Kuowin. First quarter commerce with Ukraine increased by 10.6%, according to Li. How much of this occurred after February 24 was not stated. After Russian forces damaged Mariupol, Ukraine's primary port, and therefore its ability to sell to China or import from China is very questionable. The destruction of Chinese-invested industrial and agricultural developments in Ukraine has also been caused by Russian missiles and airstrikes. They don't know if or by whom they'll be reimbursed for their losses. A notable illustration of Chinese state-owned enterprises' caution is the oil market. There are 1.6 million barrels of Russian crude sold every day to Chinese consumers. China imported 15% of its oil from Russia before the invasion, half through pipelines and half via tankers from Black Sea, Baltic and Far Eastern ports. However, dealers in Singapore claim that despite substantial discounts, Sinopec, CNOOC, Petrokina, and Sinochem have refused to acquire Russian oil because to fears of sanctions. They are, however, adhering to pre-war commitments. What is certain is that purchasing Russian oil right now is not an easy task. Who will provide shipping insurance and payment management? Sinopec has also halted discussions for a big petrochemical and gas cooperation. A joint venture with Russia's biggest petrochemical manufacturer, Sibur, would need an expenditure of up to $500 million US dollars. The European Union and the United Kingdom have placed Sibur board member Gennady Timchenko on a sanctions list. For a discussion on China's commercial relations with Russian partners, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Beijing convened senior officials from China's 3 major energy corporations in March. It advised him to be careful and avoid making any hasty decisions when it came to purchasing Russian property. Scientific cooperation has also been halted. The Russian Academy of Sciences president, Alexander Sergeyev, stated last week that cooperative research initiatives with Chinese colleagues had been paused. There are almost 1,000 cooperative research and exchange programs between the two nations, ranging from space and nuclear energy to mathematics and physics. A key part of China's policy is to maintain regular business operations until the conflict is ended while also freezing new ventures. This means Chinese companies will have an edge over their Western counterparts when Russia's Western partners are no longer present in the economy.